Alright, hey, it's Asher. So I wasn't gonna be doing this review until like a week later so I can give like a first impressions of the game. But unfortunately the content didn't last that long. And I feel like I have to warn everyone that if you think buying this game will get you a foot-long Subway sandwich, the reality of it is you're only gonna be getting a 6-inch loaf of bread. Basically buying this game is like buying a bag of chips and finding out half the bag is just air. So anyways, now that I've got your attention and you stop entering your credit card number in, let's go over a few very important things. First off, this thing does have good things about it. It's not just a complete shit game. It's actually pretty decent. But there are definitely a lot of bad things that I want to get out of the way first, just so you guys understand what you're getting into. And I'm also not going to be going to campaign since there's only like 5 people in the world who actually enjoy the game enough to remember what happened 5 minutes after playing it out of sheer boredom. And I'm not going to be going through Warzone either since it's not updated yet. It's still an actually like decent battle royale. So for now, I'll be only focusing on multiplayer and zombies. Now that we got that out of the way, in case you're a special kind of stupid and you don't understand yet, this game is absolutely as bare bones as an anorexic person. And you may be thinking maybe they're prioritizing like quality or quantity, but if you see the maps, you'll clearly tell that they don't know what either of those words mean. Starting with the maps, there are only about 8 chicken McNuggies, and 4 of them are forgettable. As for 4 that I actually remember, 2 of them I only know because I absolutely hate them. You know which ones they are. Miami and that shipwreck of a map, Armada Strike or Fleet, whatever it is. I don't even care enough to get it right. As for the maps that are forgettable, it feels like the devs did that on purpose, as if they did it to help the lack of content in the game. Like I have Alzheimer's and it would just be like a new experience every time. Like I would just get hit by the Men in Black neuralizer 5 minutes later after playing and just completely forget about the terrible experience I just had. But some of you don't really care about where your feet's planted, so let's just focus on what's in our hands. Now, when it comes to weapons, it feels like they didn't even put effort into half-assing it. In Modern Warfare, there are about 35 primary weapons and 10 secondary weapons. In the new Cold War, there's only 10 secondary weapons and 20 primary weapons. Almost half of what Modern Warfare had. There are only like 5 ARs, 5 SMGs, 2 LMGs, 3 tactical rifles, and 3 sniper rifles. In the secondary class, there are 2 shotguns, 3 pistols, 1 knife, a special weapon, and 2 RPGs. And in case you missed, the shotguns being in the secondary class is as bad as you think it'd be. Given a choice between a pistol that is as bad as a BB gun, or a shotgun that 1 to 2 tap within 5 or 10 meters, I think the choice is very obvious. And given this ludicrous choice, players' classes always look like either this or this. No one is going to give up the opportunity to one-shot close range at all times. It's like they took all the guns that were already made in other games and just re-implemented it into this one with a new look. You have the Galil, MP5, Bison, AK, AK-74U, all the same guns we've seen before, not even slightly different at all. It's like they took a photo or something and then screenshotted it right after. It's the same thing, but lower quality. You'd think by having the same weapons that they'd actually like increase the customizations of everything, but no. Every weapon class shares the exact same customization options. You can build the same gun for 5 different guns over and over for any class. It's so stupid. There is absolutely no kind of uniqueness in this game at all. It's like they made like the attachments for one gun and just put copy and paste for every other gun in that class and repeated it for every class. Speaking of customization, for those who are absolutely into like grinding for camos, they also made that even harder. They know that this game has very little content, so unlocking camos would be a breeze. So they actually made it so you have to fully max out your weapon before you can even get to gold. So in order to get diamond or dark matter, whatever it's called, you have to max out every single weapon in the entire game. And as someone who goes for camos, this is very upsetting because there's less content to go through. Yet it's even more of a grind than the last Call of Duty to get diamond. And you may naively think that it's not bad. Maybe they made the weapon levels really easy to get. Super easy to like upgrade your weapon, but no, it isn't. It will probably take you about 30 levels to fully max out a gun. 30 levels. That means you can go through multiple prestiges before you even have a weapon class done. But you get the gist of it. Now we've gone through maps and weapons, maybe you're thinking that they added some really good game modes to make up for it, or at least attempt to. And the answer for that is no, they have not. They added control, VIP, some off-brand battlefield game mode, and I think it's like shitty ground war, something like that. And they're all terrible. VIP is just as bad as you imagine it. Basically, anyone on your team can become a VIP, and if they die, the round's over, you lose. That means a random can get it and just run out there and die, and you can't do anything about it to stop him. It'd be nice for 6v6, but for a casual game mode, it's absolutely a terrible idea. Not only that, but you can also have trolls who join the game just to die. Literally just to end the game and make you upset. I feel like this is a very, very terrible idea. Just in, like, conception for a casual game mode. Maybe for a ranked game mode it won't be too bad, but... Or, like a GBs or competitive scene kind of game mode, but aside from that, it's just terrible. Control is very much like VIP. It's just a matter of which team can feed the most. I played it one time, and I had my entire team running into the center of the map and dying over and over and over in a straight line. They didn't have to move, they didn't have to do anything. My team was just giving them kills for free. I tried my absolute hardest. It was impossible to stop them. And then for the 12v12, excuse me, game mode, I don't even remember what it's called. Off-brand ground war. What is it called? Cold War, new ground war. Combined arms. That's what it's called. The only thing I would say about it that's bad is that it has Armada Strike in the rotation of maps, and I hate it. On that map, either the entire enemy team is going to be in another country sniping you from across the world, or they're going to spend the entire game in the water like they're scuba diving for Jaws. Aside from that though, it's a fairly average game mode. I would appreciate it more if players weren't just going prone on the most awkward angles like they're taking a nap, or if they weren't hiding in bushes like they were going hunting. But anyways, moving on. Now, although VIP is probably the second worst game mode in this game, just for how it works, I'd have to give the #1 spot to Dirty Bomb. That is the only reward or compliment it would ever get from me. And it has a very appropriate name. It's dirty and I feel disgusted playing it. And it is an explosive failure of a game mode. It feels like they took a full-size PUBG map and they made it a 5v5. I can never find anyone. And after playing that game mode for about 10-15 minutes, my guts, heart, brain, dick, and soul told me not to do it ever again. And then we have skill-based matchmaking, which is a disaster in its own right. And because of skill-based matchmaking, after a few games it feels like I'm playing like my life depends on it. After some time it feels like I have to put on a sweatband and gym clothes just to get ready for a game. After every match, it feels like I get through an intense workout. I'm sweating, I'm huffing and puffing, I'm stressed out, I smell like a redditor. It just isn't fun. Forcing players to play competitively in a game that's made for casual gameplay isn't a good idea. When I get home from work, the last thing I want to do is play against someone who would prioritize Call of Duty over their career, just because I'm a slightly above average player. Aside from just general fun, it also gets in the way of other aspects of the game. Like if I would have tried new weapons, upgrade them, or try to do camos, I am willingly putting myself in a position where I'm using a pistol against someone who plays like their mom and their dad are in their room watching them with belts out. And if they don't get top of the leaderboard, they're going to get the most severe ass whooping of their life. It would make sense for a ranked game mode, but not for casual play. I really hope Treyarch takes it out. It just does not belong in this game. And with that, we have gone through the maps, guns, game modes, and skill-based matchmaking. The 4 musketeers have left us all in disappointment. Aside from all that though, I think there's only 2 good things I can say about this game. Although we're in 2020, this game has somehow evolved backwards. But for some people that's actually not a bad thing. This game plays to me a lot like Black Ops 1, sprinkled with a little bit of Black Ops 2. So I think if you're a boomer who enjoyed those games, you probably like this one too for some reason. Now speaking of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, the zombies for this game is actually really good. I had a lot more fun with it than the past few Call of Duties that had zombies. Although the zombies has harder dogs and some bosses that are kind of hard but not bullshit, it is a lot more casual than the other zombie games. You and the zombies have health bars, you take 6 hits to die, they have like numbers when they get shot. Overall, it's just like a more casual experience. Unlike what they did with multiplayer, they actually made this really fun. There's a lot of like small subtle changes, or not really too big changes, but you can still recognize that the zombies, it's just a little bit different, and I think that's what we need for both multiplayer and zombies. They did it perfectly for zombies, but not really well for multiplayer at all. I will say though, the wonder weapon is really easy to get. The Easter egg is really easy to get as well. It doesn't take very long, but the end of it is very hard and it's really rewarding and fun. I tried racking my brains to make up anything that can make this game look better, but I really just can't. To make this game any better than it already sounds, I would have to lie to you. So as a game, I'd probably just give it like a 5. It was not really enjoyable, but like it's not like I completely hated it. Maybe a 4 actually. The Call of Duty franchise isn't the best, but it's good enough to carry this game into a 4. As a Call of Duty game, I would say it's like probably a 3 though. I didn't really enjoy it compared to any other Call of Duty. It seems very easy to get burnt out. Yeah, it's just about as much content as a Kickstarter game, and although I've never played the beta, it feels like I'm playing the beta right now. Although I'm going to play it for about until probably like a week or 2 before Christmas, just to give you another review, like a solid one, so that way you don't disappoint yourself or your children buying it. But anyways, yeah, if you're looking to get this game for multiplayer, I hope you haven't wasted your money yet. If I knew about this game before I bought it, I probably would have ate my $60 rather than buy it. If you liked the video, subscribe I guess. I'm going to try to do daily uploads, but it's probably not going to happen at all. Anyways, later guys.